Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we have two stories for you. One is about a bachelorette party, and the other one is about an office food thief. So let's get started. Story 1. Am I the donkey for telling a girl she's not coming to the bachelorette because she can't afford it, after she kept changing her mind and having other people speak for her? I'm the maid of honor, planning an 18-girl bachelorette. In January, I started the group chat and put down around $7,000 for the Airbnb. Everyone had until March to pay their $375 a share. This week, I sent the rest of the budget, $250 due by August 1st. Then I got a text from a girl we'll call A. Hey, it's A. I didn't realize you were going to have to spend more money on top of the $375 we sent. I just moved into my first apartment and I have no money to give at the moment or in the next couple of months. I definitely cannot afford it right now. Do you want to just give me the $375 back? Or is there something we can do for me to still go? Let me know. Thanks. I replied, I'll send you your money back. She said, okay, thanks. I refunded her, reran the numbers, and updated the group. The next day, I got a text from girl B saying she and A now want to come just for Saturday. A bit frustrating, but I said okay and adjusted the budget again. Later that night, another bridesmaid told me girl C had contacted her to ask me to give A an extension. I've never met A, B, or C, and I was confused. So I texted A, hey, I'm honestly confused. You mentioned you couldn't pay and wanted your $375 back. Then B said you're both coming just for Saturday, and now D is asking C about an extension for you. I totally understand things can change, but each time they do, I have to redo all the numbers, which is a lot to manage. Can you let me know your final decision so I can plan accordingly? A. I didn't say I wanted my $375 back. I asked if you wanted to give that to me or if there was something we can do for me to still go. Because I want to be there for bride. I didn't ask B to ask you for me. She just did it, and so did D. They just want me to go. I will do what B and C are saying. Thanks. Me. You said, I have no money to give at the moment or in the next couple of months. I definitely cannot afford it right now. Do you want to just give me the $300 back? That sounds like a beat around the bush way of asking for your money back to me. I don't care who asked who. All I care about is your final decision. You didn't ask me for an extension. You did not come to me with a plan. Hey, money is tight for me. Would I be able to send you half of my remaining balance on August 1st and the other half August 15th? Not, I definitely cannot afford it now or in the next couple of months. I'm not a bank. I don't know you. I'm not in charge of your finances. A. Or is there something we can do for me to still go? Let me know. Thanks. Did you not read this? Not beating around the bush at all. But, God, why are you being so rude? You could have given everyone a heads up that the price could change or have some kind of budget. I understand this is stressful for you, but you don't need to be rude to people, especially people you don't know. I'm actually good. I just won't go. Hope it's easier for you, lol, when Bride asks why I'm not going anymore. I'll be sure to let her know. Me. You're not going because you can't afford it. Comment 1. Everyone is the donkey. Also, an 18-person bachelorette party sounds like hell on earth to me. Comment 2. How do people have that many friends? LOL. I'd pass away painfully trying to coordinate that. Comment 3. It's usually because they were in a sorority. Comment 4. Not the donkey. Your last reply cuts through all the BS. She was hinting and indirectly asking through her friends for you to somehow make it possible for her to come. She doesn't want to directly ask and commit to paying herself at some point. She was hoping that you would offer something without her having to ask, and she would end up not having to repay anyone with the cost absorbed by the group or you. I'm sure she doesn't care where the money actually comes from as long as it's not from her pockets. She ends by threatening to blame you if she can't come. Your reply neatly put an end to the whole game. Comment 5. Another commenter here said, communication has been poor all around, and I'm inclined to agree. Text messages are fine for brief, unproblematic issues or for confirming what you've already spoken about so that you have written evidence in case of any misunderstanding or dispute later on. This text is just to clarify we agreed on X, Y, and Z during our phone convo earlier, correct? But for any situation that is delicate or awkward, such as asking for a special favor, text messages are not ideal because you can't discern tone from a text, and it can inflame an already tense situation. I would particularly like to know what led A to get this idea into her head. I didn't realize we were going to have to spend more money on top of the $375 we sent. Why not? Are A's powers of comprehension lacking? Or did OP fail to spell out clearly right at the outset that everyone would be expected to pay $375 in March and another $250 by August 1st? In the absence of further information, I'm going with everyone is the donkey. Comment 6. Nah, it's not about education or work, it's personality. You're honest. She comes across as manipulative and dependent, asking if there's something that can be done for her to still go. Ha! Honest people would check out and just ask for their money back or come up with a payment plan. They don't try to weasel their way into not paying or getting a discount. Comment 7. First of all, who wants to spend what will likely end up to be roughly $1,000 when considering travel and food on a forced vacation with 18 people you barely know to celebrate one person? That's an insane expectation. Second, it sounds like total cost wasn't communicated properly. People should ask, but organizers should also be very clear on that, or even better, ask what people are willing to spend and where their hard limits are. Why isn't this the standard first question in bachelorette groups? $100 might be nothing for one person, and the difference for having money for food for another. You may argue that that person simply can't afford the bachelorette, but as a bride, I'd rather have a simple bachelorette with all my friends than a luxury event that means someone close to me is either missing or really straining financially. Everyone is the donkey, potentially including the bride, for unreasonable expectations. OP responded, it's within driving distance for everyone, about 2 hours away. For literally everyone except me, lol. It's a 6-hour drive for me. The bride made it clear on what she wanted and where she wanted it. I think her idea was to have more of a shotgun approach. Like, if you can make it, great. If not, no worries. For the girls not in the bridal party. I couldn't fit it in the post because of the word count, but yes, it was made very clear the $375 was only for the Airbnb. Okay, so it sounds like a lot of people in the comments are divided. The majority are saying that everyone is the donkey. It definitely sounds like maybe there was a miscommunication. Even if OP said it clearly, maybe girl A didn't read it clearly. But I think to save herself stress and having to constantly change the total amount due for the other girls, I believe OP did a good job in this situation, just saying you're not going because you can't afford it, because that's literally what girl A said. She can't afford it. I feel like if girl A really wanted to go, she should have said, I want to go. Is there anything I can do? Split up the payments or something. What do you guys think about this situation? What would you do in OP's shoes? Story 2. This is a petty revenge story for an office food thief. Caught the office food thief accidentally. I am relatively new at my job and it is not the most organized place. There is a full kitchen/break room with a full fridge/freezer and even an oven. There are no rules about the food in the fridge, i.e., some is there to share and some is private. I just stick to what I've brought and keep it in a small lunch bag to keep it from being confused with a shareable. Another thing, this is in rural North Carolina and I am originally from New York. I've been here a while, but there's still cultural differences that matter. So apparently there has been a rash of food thefts. No one spoke about them, at least with me, and it seems that everyone was prepared to suffer in silence. So yesterday I brought my luncheon and it was leftover chori pollo and it was spicy. I enjoy it spicy and it was a bit spicy even for me. I have learned that in this area people like things much sweeter and much less spicy than I am used to. So when I entered the break room for lunch, a bunch of people were standing around and one of the guys, Brent, was getting his blood pressure taken by the HR lady. I was concerned and came over and he immediately started yelling at me and telling me I tried to poison him. I was so confused, but after a whole back and forth, I realized that Brent had stolen and attempted to eat my lunch and was claiming that I put an inedible amount of spices on it. I had to explain that I like spicy food. I didn't expect him to take my lunch, and now that I'm looking back at it, I'm shocked he knew it was mine. Like, it's in a small floral lunch bag, but I didn't put my name on it. So that is how everyone now knows that Brent is, number one, a food thief, and number two, can't handle his spice. This is especially amusing to people because Brent is an older man over 6 feet tall and prides himself on being macho. And I am a 5 foot nothing woman and the least intimidating person ever. TLDR, I brought in extra spicy food that made a food thief think he was having heart palpitations. Comment 1. Lunch thieves should be fired on the spot. Comment 2. If you can steal from people you spend over 8 hours a day with 5 days a week, you're probably going to steal other things. Comment 3. I had a coworker get fired for taking a stapler out of the office supply closet and keeping it at her desk. They did nothing to the guy who was eating her lunch for 6 months. Comment 4. Right to jail. Comment 5. Why didn't HR fire him for theft? Comment 6. In this day and age, I'm surprised HR didn't fire her for poisoning him. Comment 7. I would now put a note on my lunch bag. Brent, this is spicy, so don't steal my food. Comment 8. I do not understand lunch thieves. You don't know how people keep their kitchen. You don't know if they are a freak and did something weird to their own food. Unless they are homeless or can't afford food, it's gotta be a weird power thing. If they are willing to steal from their coworkers, causing them to be hungry, what other things would they do to benefit their ego? Comment 9. It takes a lot of nerve to complain about the food you stole. This story is hilarious. I love that it was unintentionally found out that Brent is the office food thief, but at the same time, karma, because you shouldn't just eat other people's food. Not to mention, Brent is an adult and he should know better. Let me know if you have any petty revenge stories of your own. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!